Welcome back to another episode at Kindai. The discussion today is the tank right behind me. It's a 320 centimeter marine reef aquarium. Today we have Umesh, one of our managing partners and lead marine expert.
Hi guys,
How are you, Umesh?
I'm very well, and you?
Thank you, I'm very good as well. So, Umesh, what is the most challenging aspect of this tank?
Right, most challenging aspect when even building this tank, installation phase, right, is the automation, right? Because the owner also obsessed with the automation because this is office spaces, right? People doesn't have time to check out this tank routing. Even the maintenance also in UAE, it's very hard to do a maintenance in office time, right? So the automation from the beginning, it's challenge. Yeah, I agreed, but successfully we able to achieve it, right? And even for the maintenance, right? At the moment, we have very minimum maintenance, right? Even the water change from this tank, we're doing around 10% water change every 2 weeks. That was automated. The feeding, right? We just every 1 week, we just only cleaning the front glass. That's it. And all the things will be take care of fish and snails and other invertebrate are living in here. And also all the fishes in here, it's selected.
Okay.
Right, as I mentioned before, all the fishers are employed. They have their own job to do. Right? So I guess they're doing their job properly.
That's amazing. I mean, doing a 10% water change every 2 weeks, I mean, that's like music to my ears. It's not every day you hear that, especially such as myself and even Umesh, us building such an automated system to monitor every aspect of this tank, from the mineral that's there, the chemical, and the filtration. Everything is automated, so that we don't have to worry, even the client doesn't have to worry. So that's the great aspect about having an automated system with a self-sustaining ecosystem. And Umesh, I have to ask, was there any sort of particular color coordination for the corals placement within the tank?
Yeah, especially when we placing corals into reef tank, for other reef tanks also, we placing corals according to the power levels and flow rate, right? So before we placing the corals, we checking the power levels in each individual spot by a quantum meter. Then after that, we are checking the flow rate. Then after that, we are placing the corals. Because it doesn't matter when you getting a coral, which color it has, right? The color can be differ from the light condition and flow, right? Those are the basic main requirement. Once you fulfill that, corals will show their perfect coloration, right? And also in this tank, particularly in this tank, right? As I mentioned before, even the front maintenance gate, that's also fully automated. You can control it by Apex system, right? And also you can control the lightning spectrum, also by Apex system, even the light height also, right? And then after that, once you move into the coral colors, right? It's basically depend on what customer need, right? So as we mentioned before, client ask us to have a tropical coral reef, right? That's why we basically go ahead with mixed coral reef. But most of these corals came from different countries, even if they are one same gene, right? But they have very rare colors, which is very unique for these corals.
Understood. Okay. Well, I mean, what is the next step for this tank? Are we going to take it forward by putting in a more advanced or hard to maintain coral?
Yes, of course. So because this tank now have 8 solid DKH level, right? For 3.5 months, right? It's very hard to achieve, right? That's why within 3.5 months, we have a coralline algae growth, we have a lot of microcrustacean behind the back wall of the tank,
Yeah.
right? And it's fully clean. There has no cyanobacteria, there has no any pest inside the tank. Of course, we can go ahead with more sensitive corals or even the challenging corals, which is very rare in the industry, right? And also like for the it's all the SPS coral, for this the LPS coral, the microbiome is very important, right?
Yeah.
When we culturing this tank, we cultured this tank by our own bacterial culture, right?
Our own
We
bacterial culture,
we separate the bacterial culture, right? Then after that we started to culture this tank, right? This tank can support anything, right? Even the ammonia, nitrite, it's zero. It's zero. But nitrate in this tank, it's around like 20 to 15. That's it. But the tank by itself also can take huge bioload, because at the moment we are feeding like four times per day.
4 times a
Right,
day.
right,
Wow.
and we're doing a water change like every 2 weeks. Like it's very easy.
Yeah, that's great to hear. You know, that's awesome because, you know, having the feeding times 4 times a day,
Yeah.
plus doing water change 10% every 2 weeks,
And also it's automated.
and it's automated. That's what I like to hear. You know, with such huge bio load in the system, and for that water change to happen like once in 2 weeks, 10%. That means that's how well this tank is doing. Like, I mean, that's what most of us love to hear. That's what we want to hear, and that's what we're getting over here. We at Kindai, we do much of our tanks to be automated and self-sufficient to a point where the clients don't have to even lay a finger on it, except for the time they want to feed the fish. And Umesh, one more question. What sort of environment or what sort of space can we integrate a marine tank?
Oh, actually it depends, right? It doesn't matter if it's a 10-liter tank or like 4 million gallon tank, same as a SeaWorld,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't matter. It's ecosystem, right?
Okay.
Once you establish the tank properly, right? You don't need to worry about anything, right? Just maintain water parameters,
Yeah.
right? And whatever numbers you choose for the water parameters, stick with it, right? And the main thing is sustainability, right? For the reef tank, whatever number you choose, whatever power levels you choose, whatever flow rate you choose, stick with it. Don't do any sudden changes,
Right.
right? So for the office spaces and all the home spaces, we can tailor our design for each single space,
Right.
right? We can deliver what exactly client is expecting from us, right? There has a no limit,
Right.
no limits.
Sky's the limit, guys. Sky's the limit.
Yes.
Right, guys. So we'll see you after a break. So we're back from the break, guys. We have a particular set of questions we'd like to ask from Umesh. So Umesh, could you tell us more about the Neptune Apex system?
All right. So in here we have been installed the Apex Pro system, right? Basically from this tablet, right? Once you get this tablet onto your hand, even for mobile phone also, you can control everything in this tank, right? And then after that, you can check all the water parameters, the pH level,
Right.
calcium, alkalinity,
Okay.
right? And all the essential water parameters from this reef tank. And you can do all the automated feeding cycles in here.
Yeah.
Even when you have a free time, when you are sitting in here, you like to feed the fish, you can feed the fish by Apex tablet, right? You don't need to touch fish food, or you don't need to do any hassling, buzzling, right? You just only need to press one button, as you can see in here, right? The feeder will automatically feed the fish. And also from Apex system, you can monitor how much electricity it will consume for this whole tank, right? And also from in case of any equipment malfunction, right?
Yeah.
You can see which equipment is malfunction, right? Then after that, you can turn off those equipment accordingly,
Okay.
right? Or you can do the needful actions according to the root cause, right?
Okay.
And for here, right, all the equipment, right, and all the sensors, right, all the probes are being connected, right, are being connected. Even this front door also connected into the Apex unit, right? And then this light fixture, the RMS light rack, also connected to the Apex system, right? And also, as we mentioned before, the RMS light rack also will go up and down according to the
Okay.
the daylight cycle. And when moving on to the wave makers also, Farhan,
Yeah.
that also connected to the reef tank, right? So this reef tank have two different wave models,
Yeah.
right? That means at night, once lights are turned off, right, you will have a different wave pattern, right? When lights are turned on, you will have different wave pattern.
Okay.
It's fully automated, fully centralized.
Understood. All right. So that's quite informative about the Apex unit. I mean, we got to learn a lot, especially monitoring the Apex system remotely using a tablet or even your phone. It makes things a lot easier for a lot of hobbyists or those who have a marine tank with them, which is connected to an Apex unit. That being said, let's move on to the next question. So, Umesh, I've seen that there's a few angels in this tank. How did you get angels to coexist with corals? I mean, you know, trying to put one and two together.
Yeah, that's burning question. Right? So, yeah, we have two angels in here. The one is an emperor angel. We have another beautiful blue face angel, came all the way from Sri Lanka. That angel we got from our own exporting facility, right? Even here we have like quite not reef safe fish in here.
Okay.
But we have our own way to train those fish, right? For the angels, they are known to eat psoas, right? They are known to eat the soft corals, right? But we have a method to train those fish not to eat those corals, right?
Yeah.
That's our secret.
Can't reveal too much on this podcast, you know. All
Yeah.
right. So,
And one other thing. So we have a few other fish also which has been trained
yeah.
to be employed, right? We have a copper band butterfly in here, which usually picking anemones and some others of corals, right? But the copper band butterfly is really good aphthesia eater, right?
Yeah.
Aphthesia is the headache. Once you get aphthesia in the tank, it's very hard to get rid of, right? But we are training our copper bands to eat aphthesia, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, once you add those copper band butterfly into your reef tank, they will not eat anything.
Okay.
Even they are not eating fish foods. They are not going after fish foods, right? They're only going after aphthesia,
Okay.
right? So basically they are like a soldiers, right?
Yeah.
Within 6 months of training, right? They become a soldiers. They're just going after each single aphthesia and destroy anything, right? They didn't leave any aphthesia in your tank. Even for the bryopsis also, we have one individual tank has been trained to eat those bryopsis, right? So most probably like within a few months, we will release that fish into the market. So then after the customers can buy those fish, the trained fish, the new thing. That's kind of our value added product into the market, and it's a kind of new innovation. How to train a fish.
Not how to train your dragon, but how to train your fish. I mean, that's fantastic news. I mean, to have certain species of fish trained, or if I put simply, conditioning them to not eat corals and to coexist in a tank with other fish and corals is quite a difficult task.
Yeah.
But accomplish such a process, even conditioning them, it's, I mean, I have to give props to Mesh over here for
Thank you.
conditioning the secret technique of these fishes. Right, Umesh. So on to the next one. How do we deal with sustainability? What's sustainability when it comes to this tank?
Right, the sustainability, right? So first thing, right?
Yeah.
The nature is doing these things, right, for millions of years, right? So we started to do the reefing like, let's say, few decades ago, right?
Yeah.
Still it's developing, right?
That's right.
Basically nature have more experience than us, millions of years far more experience than us, right? What we are doing in here, right, we mimicking the nature,
Yeah.
not doing anything against the nature, we mimicking the nature. In that way you can control certain things, right? But you are still in a nature cycle, right?
Yeah.
The natural cycle.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? Guys, instead of going against the nature, right? Try to go ahead with nature. Try to merge with nature. Try to mimic the nature.
Yeah.
That's the best way to have sufficient sustainability.
Okay. That's awesome to hear. You know, like a lot of our clients, they love to go with sustainability, and us trying to reach sustainability by trying to not go against what's there out in the ocean, what's there with nature, but trying to coexist, trying to recreate that, which is also, great, because certain species, certain coral varieties, they're endangered, and certain varieties are no longer, they have lost identity now in the ocean, and we are losing that particular strain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, and also I need to add one another thing, Farhan. So in order to do that mimic process, right?
Yeah.
We need to understand each single mechanism of the nature. That's the hard part,
Yeah.
right? Once you understand the mechanism of the nature, how things working, right? Because each single the life being in here, right, are affecting by thousands of factors.
Yes.
Right? So
I agree.
in order to observe those mechanisms, you just need to have a knowledge, right? Then after you just need to have experience, right? That's the why as a Kindai, as experts, right, we are coming, right? That's what we are heading also,
Yeah.
right? So we can understand each single mechanism, right? Each single natural procedures, right?
Yeah.
Then after that we can manipulate, right,
Yeah.
those natural mechanism into what customer needs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically mimicking certain requirements that you see in the ocean into any space or any sizable marine tank. Right, Umesh. So on to our final question.
Right.
I think if we stay silent within this room, we could literally hear a pin drop. How do you control the noise and the moisture in this tank?
All right, that's a long process, right? When we designing this tank from the beginning, right, and even in the procurement phase, right, we select top of the line equipment, right?
Right.
Those equipment we are using for decades. We have zero issues, right? On top of that, we are doing routinely maintenance for those equipment, right? Example, pumps, right? It doesn't matter if it is a top of line pump, right? If you are not doing your maintenance properly for the pumps, right? Because there has accumulated calcium inside the pump.
Yeah.
Right?
Calcification.
Calcification,
Yeah.
right? So in order to avoid those calcification inside the pump, even in the wave makers, right, you just need to do the maintenance, right?
Yeah.
We have our own dedicated technician team,
Yeah.
right? They will do once a month maintenance visit for this tank, right? So they will check out each single equipment, right?
Yeah.
If they found there's a calcification or the malfunction or any electrical leak, right?
Yeah.
They will fix those things immediately, right? So most of the pumps we are using in here, right? We used like those brands actually, like we use almost like 5 to 6 years without any electrical discharge or any kind of issues, right? It's better to use top of the line product, top of the line quality of product,
Okay.
right? The quality, it's the main thing,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, you can get rid of most of the issues which you are getting from reef tank in the long term. And when we moving into the moisture, guys, like most of the guys, like when they are thinking, right, to have a marine tank or any kind of water feature, their main consideration, especially in UAE, is the moisture, right?
Yeah.
When we build in these kind of tanks or this kind of water features, right, we have our own unique way to avoid the moisture, right?
Yeah.
Even in this tank also, we have zero moisture. We don't have any sip of water, any water droplets around the tank. Even when we went to the sump tank, there has no any water spillage.
Yeah.
It's minimum, it's zero. It's all based on design.
Okay.
It's all based on how you design the tank, right?
Yeah.
You need to design the tank properly. Then after that, you can get rid of all these problems, right? If we didn't do it properly, yes, you will get problems in overtime, right? But once you done it properly, you are done. You are done. You have amazing tank.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about anything.
That's what we all want. You know, I mean, all the way from the small intricate points such as the sound that emits from the tank to controlling moisture. I mean, proper maintenance, equipment that is branded and, you know, well top of the line, and everything starts from the scratch. Every design phase is important.
Yeah, and for the funny thing is, we have some big tanks, right? Inside people's bedrooms also, right? It's quite tricky. It's quite tricky. If you have a tank making even one very small sound, you can't sleep at night, right?
Yeah.
You can't sleep at night. Basically, for me, I can't sleep at night if I was getting any sound from anything.
Exactly. So
right? But we able to achieve to have those kind of big tanks inside the people's bedroom.
I mean, that's the part that matters the most, you know? Having a living, breathing art piece in your bedroom, and just for the display itself, and no noise, no moisture, everything automated. I mean, that's what we at Kindai do, you know? We make your lives easier by giving you the best possible product that's out there on the market. And you guys know who to contact. We at Kindai, because we know how to do it best. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in on this episode of Kindai. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, Kindai.